What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. And obviously, if you guys have been to these videos before, then you know this looks a little bit different than what we usually do. But basically, long story short, I put out a question on my community tab asking if you guys wanted to see some different type of tutorials where you guys send in your gameplay. I go over it, I review it, I tell you guys what you did wrong, what you guys could have done better, just overall just trying to help you and then maybe helping out the community as well. And so I expected 20, 30, maybe 50 entries, and it turned into about 400, which is a lot more than I expected. But I went through as many as I could. Most of the clips that you guys sent me were just you guys popping off, which is cool. You guys are cracked. That's awesome. But the whole point of this video was to find clips where people made mistakes, people maybe lost a fight, lost a win, and they want to see what they could have done differently and maybe made some better decisions. So I couldn't pick a lot of your guys' clips because you guys are just fragging. You guys are just too good. And I can't critique you guys if you guys are 1v3, you know, this would just be absurd. I would tell you, like, you guys win a 1v3 and then I tell you what to do differently. It would just make no sense. So these four videos, they're all people who maybe lost a fight, maybe made a couple bad decisions, and yeah, that's what it is. So at the end of the day, all of these people are trying to learn. You guys are trying to learn. So no hate on any of these clips. These people are trying to get better, and you know, at the end of the day, most of you guys are too. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start off with this video right here. We got Mark Donnie. I don't know if it's Donnie or Donnie, but I appreciate you. And we're gonna start off right here. We got Crazy Raptor and Saints Wrath. You got 7 kills and your kill leader, which is kind of nice. Not too bad of a start. This is pretty late game. So obviously this is pretty late game, which you don't always see.
Target over there. Forget that. Enemy over there.
All right, let's see. The pings are absolutely on point. Okay, so first off, when you guys when a zone is this small, it's obviously very important to know where the other teams are at. So you guys get an eye on the team. You take a couple shots, you pick a little bit of damage, not too bad. And if there's one thing that I noticed right off the bat is, first, you're Bangalore. 2, the zone is closing, where you guys are not safe. 3, in about 5 seconds, you guys are going to have to push forward into this open space, and this team is going to have high ground above you, which isn't ideal. So the great thing about Bangalore is she's very, very good at breaking choke points, zoning out areas, high ground, stuff like that. So right off the bat, before the zone closed in, the most ideal thing that you could do is smoke out this whole area, just block as much visibility, try to give them as little line of sight as possible, and then get your ults and you chuck it right here, right at the steps. So what that does is, if the flare lands right here at the steps, the ult is going to start up top. It's going to start about like 6 feet ahead of the flare. So what that does is that allows all of this space right here for you to push up, and you're not going to get hit by your ult. And then it's also knocking that team off high ground, maybe into the building, you know, whatever it is. But let's keep moving forward. All right, so obviously that played out how it probably, you know, you think it would. Because no smoke, you guys didn't smoke. I'm guessing your teammate probably thought that you guys weren't safe down here. He probably thought that he had to push up the stairs in order to be in zone, which is something completely different. You know, that's just awareness. You want to be aware of where the zone's closing, what's safe, what's not safe. And a very, very easy trick to do that, especially if you're in a late game circle, is you want to open your map, you want to zoom in and click whatever spot you think is going to be you think is going to be safe. you mark it on your ping so that when you're running, you can actually see physically where the ping is on your map, and you can go to that safe spot. So that's completely different, but nonetheless, you're in a very bad spot now. You're healing, your teammates down, they have high ground. Let's see what you do. Okay, this is a more of a positive, on a positive note. Right there, you realize you're in a very bad situation. If you're playing low ground against a duo, a trio, anything more than one player, you do not want to be there. You want to try and get out of there as fast as possible, because if one person is going to dive from high ground to low ground on your head, more than likely the other one is going to do it too. And there's just, the chances of you winning that fight are very, very, very slim. So this reposition that you did right here was great. It was a great reposition, and that's where Bangalore really shines. So good job on that.
Give my shields a recharge.
Pop a little battery before you get back into the fight. That's smart. You always got to heal. Always got to heal. Getting high ground. High ground. That's good. Smart. I like it. Absolutely fried him. Destroyed. Okay, you're about to get fried from the side, which is very unfortunate. But I mean, I'm sure you probably told yourself this too. Shooting the EVA 8 range is just, it's just a no-go. The only time I would ever shoot EVA 8 range is if I fry somebody with my primary and they're like 50 health, and then you just shoot out those last few little bullets to try and hopefully get them. But obviously, either way, if you would have shot your flatline, you're still going to get shot from the side, which is just unfortunate. So I think in that situation, if you see a Pathfinder just grapple out of the fight, I would just completely not even worry about him and focus on what's going on around you, especially because you have a teammate down and you know there's still probably another player under you as well. Absolutely fried. 14, the 14s.
Give me a sec.
Okay, the reposition. Okay, one thing I'm noticing you're doing, I notice when people do this, when you, let me see if I can grab my controller. So like I notice when people stop and then they pull out their heels, I notice you're probably using your thumb to do that, right? So my suggestion is learn how to use your index finger. Because if you learn how to use your index finger, you can keep moving, you can learn how to slide and pull out your heels. There's so many things that will help you do. So by all means, try to learn how to pull out your heels with your index finger. All you got to do is pull it up like this. Easy. Super easy. Really helps you. Great strat.
45 seconds. Ring ain't far. You'll be all right. I gotcha.
Oh, gold bag. You guys are trading reses too. That's always good. The trading reses is good, especially if you have a gold bag.
3-0. Ring close. Heads up.
So right there, I know you were probably throwing that ult to probably push back the Pathfinder just in case, but you definitely chucked that thing. You chucked that ult really far. So you got to remember that the Bangalore ult, as soon as wherever you throw the flare, it'll start about like 6 feet, maybe like 12 feet in front of that flare, and then it goes on for about like, I think it's like 50 yards or maybe like 100 yards or something like that. So nice res. Get back to that high ground.
3-0. Ring close. Heads up.
Just Tom Brady that. Fried him. Absolutely fried him.
Using a Phoenix kit.
Okay. I already know what's going to happen here. I already know what's going to happen here. Let's see something. Hold on. Let's back up. Let's back up for a second. Yeah. Okay. So there's still 2 doors right here. You made a good play. You fried that ramper. That was awesome. But when a situation like that happens and you're playing inside of a building and you fry somebody right outside of the building, you're always want to go to the door play. And what I mean by that is you immediately go to the door, you close it, you block it, and you start to heal. You start to heal immediately, because what that does, it gives you visibility of outside. You can see if the other teammate's pushing, if somebody's getting rezzed. You can see a lot. And then that also gives you the opportunity to play around the door. If somebody tries pushing, they try kicking it down, you can make a play off that. There's just so many things that you can do with the whole the door mechanics in Apex. So right after you downed him, you should have dropped back and held the door. But either way, you fried him. You start to pop a Phoenix. And that's what I figured what was going to happen. So in that scenario right there, you definitely fried some people, but it is absolutely, you have to always remember that you need to work around cover when you're healing. So if you're not able to block the door in that situation, as soon as you down the rampart, you drop back, you block the door, you heal, or you tell your teammate to do it. You tell your teammate, go block the door, hold it, whatever they can, just to keep you from taking any damage. So that was unfortunate. You ended up finishing with like 7-8 kills. Other than that, you guys did well. You guys did well. I love seeing games go to this stage this late, because it's just cool. It's just cool to see it. But that's probably the best advice I can give you, you know. Door mechanics, learn how to play doors, learn how to heal and use your index finger on your controller on the little pad. Legends abilities, Bangalore smoke, her ults, it's great in these situations, but you did your best. And that was and this was Mark Donnie. I appreciate you sending your clip in, Mark. Thank you so much. And we will get right on to the next one. So we have Eliana Bell. I think I said that right. We got a little octane action. You guys know I can't go wrong with the octane action. All right, so Eliana, I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably scuffing that name, but 6 kills, kill leader. You love to see it. Let's start it. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, a couple finishes and a nice little res. All right, so right off the bat, I will tell you, fighting in here is absolutely terrible. Anywhere that you that teams are focused to funnel through choke points, which is essentially here. This is a choke point, and then you have your other side, which is a choke point. You don't want to fight there. It makes it insanely hard to escape. It's easy to get pinched. You can get flanked. There's just so many situations where I would just completely back out. I would have told if you have comms with your teammate, tell your teammate, let's back out, let's wrap around, and then you're able to reset the fight in a much safer place. Which is what you guys started doing, which is smart. Good job. But like I said, that's what happens, which is like you guys probably rotated like 2 seconds too late, because then you guys got stuck in there, which is just, like I said, it's terrible to be stuck in these positions where there's only 1-2 choke points, because all the damage just gets funneled through one area and you guys will just soak it up, and it makes it so hard to get out of those places. So little bit unfortunate. Timing's terrible in Apex, so not much you can do there other than maybe rotate a little bit earlier to try to get out of there. Nice. Okay, your awareness is on point. Your game sense is really good. And what I mean by that is, so when the Wraith cuts this side, and you automatically assume she's going to wrap right, and 90% of the time they will. So you pre-aim to the other side, and you kind of pre-fire as well. You time it like right when they're about to come out and you pre-fire that, and you got a nice down there, which is great. That's top tier. That's top tier awareness right there. So nice play. Oh, you guys are getting absolutely dove on, which is terrifying. Nice, dude. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing is which I know a lot of people struggle with this, is actually thinking in your mind about strafing. It's not easy because you're gonna have to strafe, you have to ADS, you have to pull the trigger, you have to track your opponent where they're going. There's so many things that's going on in the middle of a fight that it's hard to physically think about moving your stick or your keyboard left to right. And I mean very exaggerated, because the more exaggerated it is, the more the movements will follow. So if you're on a keyboard, you press A, you press D, you're immediately going left to right. But on a stick, there's a threshold. There's a certain threshold. So the more you whip the stick from left to right, as weird as that sounds, the better your strafe can be, I guess. So that's one thing that I noticed. You're probably not thinking too much about strafing. You really got to throw those strafes in there, especially when you're octane, because if you're stimming and you're strafing, it just makes it that much harder to hit you, which is something that you want, obviously, in a fight. Either way, you're frying, which is awesome. You guys are still in this spot, this is such a bad spot. But I mean, I understand you guys are just stuck. So even though you turned on him, you absolutely fried this bloodhound. I don't know if you heard him or not, but it's never the play to stick a res unless you are a Gibby. Or no, not unless you're a Gibby, unless you have a gold bag. If you have a gold bag, then sticking a res all day, because you can depend on your teammate to clutch up that little bit of extra damage that you need. But if you don't have a gold bag and you hear somebody pushing you, even if you're 1 second off from rezzing, it is much more beneficial to just turn around and fry them, because 9 times out of 10, they get to lock onto you when you're down or when you're rezzing in that animation. And it's, you know, it's beyond easy to just fry somebody when they're in that animation because they're not moving. And it's not ideal. So either way, you turned around, you fried him, which is great. You know, absolutely destroyed him. This place just gives me anxiety. I hate fighting here, so I feel for you. Yeah, so that was, I mean, you did literally everything you could, Hold on, I'm trying to go back to right here. Did you get the res off before you saw her? Oh, right at the last second. Yeah, so there's nothing you could really do in that situation. I think if anything, maybe turn to your right. There were a couple boxes to your right. Maybe try to grab an armor swap. And if you look at your health, you have about half health. If you were to stim and just bolt back towards the other side behind you, you may have had a chance to get out. So in that situation, when you're low health, you're in a bad spot, it's not always ideal to commit, because the time to kill in this game is very, very high. So being able to laser somebody that's over 200 health when you're under 100 health is not always it's not gonna happen. You know, you can maybe do that in other games that have lower time to kills, but the time to kill in this game is so high that if you're in a really bad situation with your health or just positioning, it might be ideal to just try to turn around, book it, and just try to pop a couple heals, get an armor swap, reposition, whatever it is. So either way, you did fry. I liked this clip because you were frying. You were absolutely frying. You have really good game sense. Sometimes you gotta just leave your teammates. You have to, even if it's your best friend. Sometimes you gotta back up. You gotta just let them take the L just for the game, because you gotta survive. So play for yourself. That's what that's my advice to you. Play for yourself and you will get better. Okay, so this clip I thought was funny. This clip, there's not too much there's not a whole lot to critique, I should say, but I did think this was a really funny clip. It made me laugh, so I wanted to play it. Claydo, shout out to Claydo for sending me this clip. I'm just gonna play it out and I'll let you guys watch. Wait, did he get the bubble down before after you downed him? That's so weird. Okay, I just noticed that, sorry. Oh, dude, that's great. I don't know why. I just love that. I just love that clip so much. That's just so funny to me. I don't know why, but there's not too much critiquing, I guess, I can give you on this this fight right here. So the best I can tell you, obviously, you probably didn't know it was a Caustic at first, which is unfortunate. But the best thing that you could have done in this situation is you kind of waited here for a second, right? And I think you were probably thinking of what to do because it was such a fast situation. So you're probably thinking, you know, do I back up? Do I fight? Do I shoot the barrel? Whatever it is. In this situation, I think playing this cover, where is it? Playing this cover right here is probably the best situation. Shooting the barrel, 100%, I would have done that. And then I probably would have pushed this cover and just used that to play with. Even though he's a Caustic, it's not going to affect him. You never know. Maybe he'll lose a little bit of visibility when he's in the smoke. You never know. So right here, shooting the barrel, very, very smart play. Very unfortunate that it was another Caustic, but other than pushing this cover and playing off here, or maybe backing up to your left side, there's not too much you can do there. So like right there, you probably had a few seconds where you could have either pushed right here or pushed the left side instead of throwing the nade. But I mean, you didn't know it was a Caustic, so there's not much you can do. And you definitely hit him right in his kneecap. So the fact that he's still running after that is pretty amazing. Oh, dude. I don't know why. That's just so funny to me. I love that. That's great. Well, I really do hope this helps you guys out. I definitely wanted to do more of these, but there were just so many clips, and it was just, you guys sent me so many, and like the majority of them, you guys were just frying. You guys are popping off, so I couldn't really critique them. So I had to find ones that I genuinely thought I could give some advice on and maybe some insight. And I think these were really good. So thank you again, Mark. Thank you again, Eliana. Thank you again, Claydo. You guys are great. Thank you guys so much for sending. I will let you guys know when we are going to do more. I definitely want to do more of these. I had a lot of fun watching your guys' clips, even though half of you guys were just sending me like 1v3s and you guys were just absolutely frying. You guys are insane, but we'll definitely do more. And I will tell you guys how we will do this in the future. So let me know if this helped you out in any way, just regardless, whether it was the insight, the positioning abilities, whatever it is, let me know, because I'm genuinely curious. This is not something I've done before. So